Alright, Abnormal Family, I've got another story for you. My mom had moved us to a new town. My mom had got a divorce from my dad, and we had found a small town in southern Oklahoma that we had moved to. It was a nice little town. It had big shade trees in our yard and in our neighbor's yard, and seemed to be a retirement kind of a town. Everybody was quiet. Seemed that most people would be mowing their yards or doing yard work, working in their gardens or in their flower beds. It was just a real peaceful little town. Our neighbor was an elderly lady. She was always outside and seemed to be kind of shy. When she would see us, she would kind of peek through the rose bushes at us or peek out her windows while we were outside or whatever. And one day my mom was cooking out, which she loved to charcoal, and she said one of these days we should invite her over and, get to know her. She looks lonely. So one day we were all outside and my mom noticed her outside, and finally we got her attention and she walked over to the fence that separated our homes. And my mom asked her if she wanted something to eat. And she said, "Oh, no, 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 thank you, thank you." But my mom insisted. So she did come over, and we all sat on the back porch and we had just hamburgers and some french fries that Mom had peeled from potatoes. My mom mentioned to her that her grass looked a little tall and said that us kids could use some chores could she use to help. And she said, "Oh, definitely, I could use all the help I could get." So the next morning, after breakfast, Mom sent us to her house to help. We noticed when we went into her house was full of flies. There was flies everywhere. We didn't understand exactly what was going on. We killed as many as we could, and she would sit there as we would kill them, and she would get a little dustpan with her little bitty broom, and she would scoop them up for us and then put them into a mason jar. So a day turned into killing flies and laughing and talking about how many flies there was, and she would rake them up as we would smash them. We then asked her if she would be joining us at church. She got a little angry. She threw the broom down, stared at us, looked at us like we had said something insulting to her. And she said, "No, I won't be joining you at church." So after going to church the next day, we went back to her house to finish our chores, and she was standing at her window. We noticed you couldn't see out the top window. So as we got to looking, there was some kind of a slime all over the window. We couldn't figure out what was this slime. How was slime getting all over her window? And the flies were just like stuck in this slime. And then we figured it out. We looked. She was at the back door, licking the flies off of the window, eating the flies. She had her teeth out, and she was chewing the flies in her mouth. You could see the fly pieces. We asked her, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Oh, it's just protein." We got sick to our stomachs. We ran out of the house and told our mom, and of course when our mom went over to check on her, she laughed and said, "I was just playing with the children." And my mom noticed the flies all over her mouth and in her teeth. So we told the preacher about it, and he went over one evening and done what we call an exorcism. The next day the preacher showed up and was telling my mom that she was now doing better. She seemed to be doing a lot better, and we noticed that she was outside a lot more. She would laugh and smile and was a whole different person. One day I was helping the preacher clean the church and getting everything ready for the huge Sunday dinner that was coming up, and he looked at me and said, "You little tattletale," and he walked off to the other room. I thought, wow, that was kind of weird. So we continued cleaning, and the preacher was gone for a while, and when I went to find him, he was sitting on the pew. He had one of those sticky bug catchers that hang from the ceiling. He was picking flies from it, eating them. I asked him, "What in the world are you doing?" And he said to me, "Well, flies are only protein." We ran out of the church and we told our mom what had happened. My mom believed us. She was one of those moms that didn't think that we were lying to her. Luckily, we had only rented our house and my mom thought it was time to move on. And as we were leaving that day, we looked in the rear view of our car, and the preacher followed us all the way to the county line. We were scared to death. But he turned around and went back to town. I don't know if he was possessed or what had happened. I hope some of your viewers can help us with this story. It still bothers us to this day and we will not revisit that town. What do you think happened? So what do you think, guys? You think somebody was possessed and it ended up going into the preacher is what it kind of sounds like to me, and probably a good thing they did get out of town. That's a weird one for me. Never heard anything like it. But it was a short one. It was sent in, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I had already told Brooks and them about it, and I told them I was going to share the full story. So let me know what you guys think happened, what was going on, and if you think that they would have been safe staying or if you think they done the right thing by leaving. Let me know in the comments what you all think. Also, for the video drop that's going to be coming for the main Christmas one, I have a rather longer video than I normally do, and it will be coming out right before Christmas. I believe it's going to be about a 20-minute video encounter, and it's a really good one, guys. You won't want to miss it. It'll be coming out also. So let me know in the comments what you think happened in this one. I thought it was really strange, and I wanted to share it with you and see if any of y'all had any ideas. Thanks for watching, guys. Until the next one, keep your head on a swivel.